I have gotten several questions about eyeshadow lately. That is tried and true. I can swap out colors and still get a really beautiful eyeshadow look. So what I like to do is I like to start with a base, neutral matte base. Let's get into it. Today I'm going to do Bubba because that's what I did the other day. So I'm going to take my eyeshadow brush. This is a great brush for beginners. I like to use the fluffy side because you really can't go wrong. Honestly, it's foolproof. So I'm going to swirl this around in Bubba and I'm going to kind of tap off the excess. I'm going to take my shadow moon and I'm going to place it. Just do an angle here. Remember, where you put your brush, the first time you lay your brush down is where it's going to give the most pigment. In this situation, we want to have some depth on our outside corner. So I am going to focus here and then I am just going to, and I'm opening my eye and I am dusting and windshield wipering this on. If you have a hooded eye, open your eye, okay? Open your eye and do this. I'm not focusing very much on the front of my lid, but I am gonna focus it on this outside corner. Once again, I'm windshield wipering up evenly on the lid here. I didn't go too far down here because that's where we're gonna put our shimmer. Now we take that off. Look at that. Another thing you can do, since there is some product on here, you can keep your eye open and gently brush this along your lower lash line, almost to where you just had your moon, so it connects the two colors together. Another thing to remember, when I went in with my base, I went in with this nice fluffy brush. Fluffy brushes, regardless of you're doing your foundation or you're doing your eyeshadow, this is gonna give you light coverage. This is gonna be a blending brush. If you are a newbie, you cannot go wrong with this one. This is the eyeshadow brush. Now, when it comes to our shimmers, I like to use my finger. I like to use my finger because if I use this fluffy brush and I go into this and then I go like this, it is gonna fall all under my eye. And if I already have my makeup on, trying to wipe a shimmer off of makeup that you already have, now I have created a glittery, shimmery mess under my eyes where I don't want it to be glittery and shimmery. So keep that in mind. I like to use my finger. So I'm gonna go in and take a little bit of glazing, and then I'm gonna tone it down with a little bit of drift. I'm going to hold my lid up. And that way, because I want to get a little bit of this shimmer right above where my eyelid kind of creases. I'm gonna take this, I need to see what I'm doing, and I am going to pat. I'm gonna pat and focus that product on the inner part of my lid. You could take like a multitasker brush and do the same thing because you want to use a brush that's more dense. So if you don't like using your fingers, totally fine. You can use a concealer brush, I guess you could call this. You're gonna mimic what you would do in your fingers. So you're gonna go at an angle and kind of tap it on. Same thing, then you can press. Now what I like to do is soften this line. I take a finger that has nothing on it and just kind of tap and blend the two colors together. Look at that. So we have a nice bright eye. You can see the inner corner of my eye looks nice and open. If I look down, it looks like I have tried. Moral of this story, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. I guarantee you have something similar to this. I was guilty before I had Saint. I had so many eyeshadow palettes and I used one color out of them. Find yourself a transition color or a neutral matte and then find a color that you like of shimmer that'll go with it.